Hello again, Kurt Harris with the Men's Family Court column. Today I want to talk about QDROs, or Qualified Domestic Relations Orders. If you are involved in a divorce proceeding, and if you have a pension or other retirement fund that's contributed to by your employers, oftentimes those assets will be divided by way of a Qualified Domestic Relation Order, or QDRO. If you're in court, or if you're talking to your attorney, you hear the judge mention the word QDRO or the acronym QDRO, you know that means a Qualified Domestic Relations Order. That's a separate order that's issued by the court to divide your pension. How is it divided depends upon how long you've been in the plan or how long you've been contributing to the pension, and there is a calculation that's done by how long during the marriage or how long outside of the marriage. For example, if you have participated in a pension and have been married for 10 years and you participated in the pension the full 10 years, then 5 of those years would be the property of your spouse and 5 would be yours upon retirement or when it vested or when you receive the pension benefits. Can that be negotiated or bargained for? Absolutely. Can that be exchanged for other assets in the marriage? You bet it can. But if it isn't, that's the way it would generally be divided. Now, it gets a little more complicated if you were working in the pension prior to marriage and then thereafter were married and contributed to the pension during the marriage, and subsequently, after divorce, you continued. And what do I mean by that? Let's say that you have been working at your current job and contributing to your pension for 15 years. You were single for the first 5 years, and then thereafter you were married for the next 10. And you might continue to work after that for another 5 and retire with 20 years. If you had a QDRO drafted, the QDRO would take the amount of years that you were married, which was 10, and then she would have 5. And you would have 15 because you worked for 5 before and 5 after. So the way the QDRO would be calculated was at the time of retirement, when the pension vested and when it was paid out, your ex-spouse would receive a check amounting to approximately 5 years of the time that you contributed to the pension. And you would receive a check for approximately 15 years. They do a calculation based upon the month. They do a division. They have somebody who is much more smarter than I am do the math on that, and you get an individual order signed by the judge that goes directly to your pension plan. And upon your retirement, when you begin to receive those benefits, those checks go independently out. You don't have to deal with your ex-spouse anymore, and she would not have to deal with you either, but she would get her own check, you would get your own check, and it would be based upon the amounts of months or years that you participated in the plan. That is how a QDRO works. In case you ever hear that, it is a Qualified Domestic Relations Order. Once again, this is Kurt Harris with the Family Court column. I look forward to speaking to you on other topics in the near future.